This video is about the video game Banished. It is about how to get more citizens or more people in your town. I hope you don't mind. I am going to pause it. The way to do it is you have to get people married. If you look into any house, you notice that there is a husband and a wife. In this particular case, these people are elderly, so they will not have children, so they will not grow the population. The same here. This family is young, so they have a child. You have to have adults of childbearing age, which means it's probably going to be between the age of 18 and 45, although I don't know what the exact age range is. It has to be a man and a woman. If you go over here, you see I have a town hall, and over here you see the population is 88. Half of 88 is 44, which means you need to have a minimum of 44 houses for your population to break even. I only have 41 houses. That means I don't have enough houses in order to grow my population. So I need to build more houses. You need to build more houses. This is obviously a complete family. But what will happen is these students are going to go and meet other citizens, get married, but they have to move into another house. You cannot have two families in one house. This person can marry someone who can move into the house. Here we have a family. This person can marry someone. Here we have a family with one child. That means you've got 5 years. The child will become a student, right? If you disable the schoolhouse, if you have no schools, they will work faster. I don't know if they become parents faster or not. These are elderly. So we've already established that I have a little bit of a house shortage, and we've got some young people. For example, this is a child who is 3 years old and a 14-year-old student. We need to make sure that when they reach 18 years old, they have empty houses so that they can get married. If you don't do anything and you pass 65 game years with a shortage of houses, you run the risk of your population seizing. So I have a town hall, and you notice there's an option called nomads. And what happens is people will come and they'll want to join your population. You either accept them or you don't. I always accept them. And there is a risk. You have to have a hospital, and you should have a boarding house if you don't have enough houses. If you don't have enough houses, they will only live for so long without a house. And you cannot get married if you live in a boarding house. Even whether they're adults or children or whatever, they are unmarried, and they will not have children or families if they are in a boarding house. So the problem is always, if you want more citizens, you have to build more houses. You will obviously notice that there is smoke coming out of the houses. That indicates that the house is occupied. If there's no smoke coming out, then the house is obviously empty. And I understand that you might have a little bit of difficulty telling which houses have it and which ones don't. But if you find one with no smoke and it's empty, that means that a family could potentially move into it. Okay, so you need to build houses. If you are desperate, you're going to want to build wooden houses, because wooden houses use less resources. Build as many houses as you can, and expect that they're going to consume more food. They're going to use more tools and other supplies such as clothing. So not only do you have to build more houses, but you need to make sure you have food. As you can see over here, this is my population. These are my tools. I'm building enough tools. This is my clothing. Oh, it looks like I ran out of... Oh, you know what? The reason why I ran out of clothing is because I used it to trade for some goods. But look at my food. My food is low. And I used to have an oversupply, but as the population increased, the food supply went low. So that means I have to not only build houses, but I also at the same time have to get more food. I built all these farms right here in order to increase the food supply, and I'm going to watch the graph. You'll note the spike in the middle is because I got rid of some of my cattle. But I have gotten it to the point where I have a little bit of a longer food harvesting season. And I also built a new fishery. Okay, so that's how you do it. If you have any questions or comments, please post below.